Hey everyone, I'm Isaac and welcome back to Isaac Reviews 2024. Tornadoes are one of the most frightening yet fascinating phenomenons in nature, especially here in the United States. In fact, I used to live in Texas right next to Oklahoma, so I know a thing or two about these giant clouds of destruction. And I guess this was not lost on Hollywood, seeing as how there have been a handful of movies about tornadoes over the years. Easily the most iconic of them is Twister, despite its mixed reception from scientists and storm chasers, and after spending 28 years in development hell, Universal and Warner Brothers are bringing us back into the storm with Twisters. From directorial rookie Lee Isaac Chung, this would be serving as a standalone sequel to the 1996 classic set in the modern day with new actors and new technology. I had only seen some of the original film, and while it's not perfect, it had some stuff that I liked about it, especially in terms of the visuals. So I was hoping Twisters could be a fresh update for the modern era, and I'd honestly say it was. It centers around a former storm chaser named Kate Cooper who gave up on the profession following an especially traumatic tornado encounter and who now works at a weather monitoring facility in New York. But when an unusual tornado outbreak hits her home state of Oklahoma, Kate is called out of retirement in order to use her technology to potentially save those in harm's way. I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but Twisters' director, whose previous credits include an episode of The Mandalorian and the Oscar-nominated film Minari, actually grew up on a farm in rural Oklahoma, so it only makes sense that he'd be brought on board to work on this, and his expertise definitely shines in the end product. Now, I saw this movie with my grandpa and he really liked it, and one of the things he brought up was how it did a great job balancing the special effects with the writing and character development, which I agree with. If there is one minor problem I want to get out of the way real quick, I do think some of the dramatic moments were a bit forced, especially the third act breakup. I appreciate how these scenes were able to give some more depth to the characters, but I wish they could have felt more natural. Other than that, Twisters was a surprisingly great movie and a well-written one at that. There's some solid character development and decent pacing, not to mention the actors all did a great job. I especially gotta give it to the three leads who I could tell were having a great time with this. But the true highlight would have to be the visuals, and fun fact, the film was actually shot on location in Oklahoma, so it's nice to see a major blockbuster implementing practical sets for a change. As for the rest of the visuals, they are absolutely top-notch. The cinematography is beautiful, the score is lovely and kinda gave me Thomas Newman vibes at some points, the sound design is excellent, and the tornadoes are a sight to behold. The tension is on point and you really get a sense for just how terrifying these storms are. Not to mention there's a lot of creative settings for these scenes, including one with a literal fire tornado, and the CGI work by Industrial Light and Magic is fantastic per their standards. I don't have much else to say here, so in conclusion, Twisters is easily the best disaster film of the decade so far. It's well written and the actors all did a great job, all the while it has some of the best on-screen tornado depictions out there. If you're in the mood for a good summer blockbuster that isn't Inside Out 2 or Deadpool and Wolverine, this is absolutely worth a watch. You don't even have to see the original film to have a great time with this new one. It's just a good movie all around that I had a good time watching. A good enough time for a 9 out of 10 I should add, so yeah, go watch it. Next time, I'll be talking about the previously mentioned Deadpool and Wolverine. After how good the first two Deadpools were, I'm curious to see how they'll be adding him to the MCU alongside Wolverine, and from what I've seen so far, this looks like it could be something special. In the meantime, thanks for watching this episode of Isaac Reviews 2024, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you all later.